Alright everybody, welcome to Third Rome. Very exciting time for us all here at Paradox because, if I just kill that, yes, we're going to be releasing Third Rome very soon. Exciting times for all of us here. And we have already put out, if I'm not mistaken, the 1.22 update. And we've got the big red button, and our finger is just kind of teasing around it, going, oh, when are we going to push it? When are we going to push it? It's going to be very soon. But as is often the case, just before that, you unfortunately have to put up with me here, sitting down and talking about Third Rome, and also bringing out the good old patch log, update log, patch notes, whatever you want to call them. As ever, quite a lot to it. Now, Third Rome, as I'm sure you're well aware by now, is our immersion pack here, focusing very much on the Russian region, the Orthodox faith, and exciting times for that. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about these patch notes I've got here, some highlights within them, but I've also got a bit of a guest coming down. You'll have seen him during the dev clash. It's our 3D artist, and we're going to talk about the renders that we put up on the forums not too long ago. So he'll be coming down in about 10 minutes or so. As I said, until then, you get me. So Third Rome, we've been over the features quite a bit throughout this, so I think I'll spare going through them again, or maybe I will, just for fun. But I want to look through the patch notes here and a few of the highlights that I have. So first off, we've listed the various expansion features, and it's not just Third Rome stuff that's in here. We've added some stuff into stuff for owners of Mare Nostrum and owners of the Cossacks as well. So there's a press sailor's ability that's available to do with your colonial nations. And if you've got the Cossacks, we've got a Cossacks unit available for you as well. I wonder if we have any Cossack stuff that we can put down straight away to show them off. So if I bring in Ryazan to the Greater Muscovite Realm, I wonder if I can do that with them. Get some steppes land, throw it down to the Cossacks, and let's give it a go, shall we? That's the one we need. We're just going to expand our register there, and I think I need to up their influence just a bit as well before I can do that too. We'll give them some arms as well. Why not? So we can get ourselves the Cossack hosts, and we get ourselves these little guys here. So extra Cossack regiments, and they deal that bit more damage during the shock phase. Of course, they get their fancy color and their fancy little golden banner there as well. What else do we have? It was funny to see some of the things that got highlighted when we posted up the patch notes yesterday, because different people cling on to different things we post those up. I want to bring up one of the things that I saw there, was that somebody was cheering that St. Helena is now considered part of Africa, which was one of the changes. As usual, we put out our expansions or our immersion packs, and we do quite a bit of free updates alongside them, which is why we've got so many pages of this. Additionally, we've got the music player, and we've added back in their ability to use the weights. So we've got the context-sensitive shuffle to actually pay attention to the weights that you can set inside the files for that, since that's what that is something that we've been reading about on the forums. We do take feedback into account a lot for these. Now, one of the things that has been updated, and it's funny because people picked up on this, and I found it rather painful myself, is that we've standardized the use of American English across the game. Some people have noted that, you know, there are points here and there where the proper Queen's English had been used, and maybe I'm a little guilty for it, maybe I'm not, but either way, we have gone and standardized that, much to my disheartenment. Something else that we have put in, along with the updates that are coming along with the 1.22, is the ability to find yourself your states, your areas. So if we look at this, oh, wow! Ahead of time. Come on in. I'll get this through before he does come in. You can find now, if we check on this, you can check out for your areas as well. All right, awesome. You welcome. Do you know? I don't need to introduce you. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello.
Oh well, actually, you'll probably need this one on. Fully prepared here.
There we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Joachim Karlberg, known as Karlberg on the Dev Clash, ruler of the recently crushed Vandalia.
Well, crushed. You know, there's a chance there. Surely you can bring it all back. Sokoto does not have to remain free on the map there.
Well, mostly Legion now.
So whilst we zoom in on some of these awesome-looking guys, maybe you can tell us a bit about what you do. Actually, am I running with the... Yeah.
I think it might be an older version there. But yeah, I'm one of the 3D artists, and I work with creating the new unit sets for the for different expansions, DLCs and such. Right now, though, I think it was the older ones.
Yeah, actually, can I bring the game down for just a sec and we can maybe load up? Actually, no, that sounds like too much work. We'll roll with it. We think we have these instead that we can show off.
Yes, so here we have some of the new Russian, the Russian units for the different principalities. So you have Yaroslavl and Ryazan.
Okay, so I mean, where do you come into in all these? Where does the inspiration come from? Because let's say quite a few of these nations were not fated to be historically. They somewhat got wiped out.
Yes, we tend to track some of these small nations that essentially, they existed for 10, 20 years. Some of them didn't exist at all even. And yeah, what we have to do then is essentially look at what little material we do have, go into the depth of the cultures and try to extrapolate what could have been if they existed another 100 years. What influences would they have gotten?
Yeah, because this has been done with other unit packs before, has it not? I mean, for example, who would have known what the Byzantines would be sporting had they lasted many centuries longer?
Yes, seen a lot of discussions about that at forums as well, with a Purple Phoenix pack.
But it's not just the principalities that we have. There's also a what if pack.
Precisely, we have the what if package. And
can you remember off the top of your head who's?
Yes, we have Polotsk in northern Lithuania, and we have Smolensk, just right to them, just by the border between Lithuania and Muscovy. And we have, let's see what was more. There was also Ruthenia, which is a formable nation.
I think we've got them coming up there. Not just that though, because yes, we've been focusing on the Russians for this as well, but also in the bordering areas. So as we see there, we've given Lithuania their own ones too.
Now they don't have to rely on the Polish units when they become the Commonwealth.
Oh. And not just that, but Kazan, bit of a fan favorite out there, I know. And they bit of a halfway house there, you know, not quite with all the hordes that we gave them to, but not quite Russian. But we decided Kazan gets some love as well. So essentially, where there are the map updates, we've got some unit updates as well. But this is actually part of Third Rome as well. Normally what we do is we have our expansion, we're doing the unit packs as well, but in Third Rome you're going to get it all. So they're all getting bundled together there. You got any cool stories about these, or any tales you can tell about them? I'm just putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, well, let's see here. It's tough to come up with something like that. Well, the Smolenskans was perhaps one of the favorites to get to work on, because they are on the forefront when it comes to the artillery.
Yes.
And I think they're the ones we actually based one of the tiers on an artillery uniform.
Yeah.
I think it was the helmet was artillery helmet, for example, just to bring a bit of that flair into it. And yeah. Other than that, it's been interesting trying to find references to them all, because essentially they didn't exist. I think Smolensk and Polotsk, they existed in EU3.
Yes.
But since the start date was moved ahead for the newer versions, they don't exist anymore.
So then it becomes a bit harder to find the stuff there. But the funny thing that I've noticed is that for these units, they're probably the most heavily requested ones that people have been asking renders for. So I mean, you work hard on putting together these things that we show up for everyone before release, because we kind of want to say here's what you're going to be getting. There's no lucky dip here. You'll be able to see them. So what do you think? People just really into the Russian units that we have?
Well, it is after all one of the strongest nations that when it's gathered. But when you're starting off, it's really it's splintered.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of options of trying to take the ahistorical route. What if this part of Russia would have ruled instead?
No kidding. I mean, just before we came down here, I was playing as Novgorod, and difficult though it may be, just crushing Muscovy and uniting Russia is a great feeling. No doubt there.
Yeah.
Now, we also get quite a lot of feedback on the units there, because we post them up for all to see, and then naturally people are going to come in and say, oh, this is awesome, or where's this, or from where came this? So in what way does feedback play into the whole 3D model part?
Well, we do try to. I think in this case we have a lot of trying to get ahead, or trying to be as correct as possible from the get-go.
Yeah.
Because we can't really show off, oh, we're gonna do this pack or that pack, and get the feedback beforehand. So it would have been nice to have a bit more in the essentially try to get more. So if people post something and show us that we're entirely wrong with something, we do try to correct it.
Yeah.
So I think the African units was one of the ones where we got most feedback that no.
Yeah, I mean we're not ashamed to say, sometimes we're like, okay, we missed the mark here, we're going to see where we can correct things.
Yes, and in that case we did go back and we did correct things.
But speaking of going back on the models that we've had, not to raise your pedestal anymore here, but there were a lot of units with pretty old and very dated. I mean, great when the game came out, but it's almost 4 years old now. And we went and retouched up quite a lot of them. In fact, I was going through the list just the other day. A lot of nations. So, I mean, first of all, what really drove you to do that, and where did it come?
Do you mean the so-called when we fixed up the Western vanilla units, perhaps?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I was personally not responsible for that. That credit goes to Carlos.
Ah, okay.
Because he.
I mean, you could just take the credit anyway. You can just pass it on to him at a later time.
But yeah, he essentially in that case he was doing it as part of his development time here on Paradox. So he went ahead and did a bit of it, and then it's looking great. Let's do the whole series.
Yeah, but I mean, we kind of wanted to revisit that and make sure things look good. So I mean, when you're out of the game quite a lot, we've got the numbers and that, but we want it to really feel quite a bit more immersive when you get down there, and you can actually see the units slaughtering each other.
Oh yes.
So yeah, we get good feedback on that, and we're happy to do them. So we can. Well, I mean, I can't speak for you. Are you happy to
I love filling in all the blanks, and we do try also to make sure that if there are nations that haven't gotten their own pack, like for example, in this case, we didn't get the time to make one for Belousero, which was one of the new ones. It came in mid-development there. So in that case, we still make sure that it gets something. So it's filling it in. So it's going to be cloning from Yaroslav in this case.
Yeah, because that's something that we've been held to account for before. It's like, okay, if you spice up all the units around here, and there's one guy that you just leave with the originals, then it can feel a bit left out for them. So we want to have them included there, even if we can't do unique ones for them.
Exactly, because we do tend to go essentially area by area. So we're filling it out. So it would be a shame if something was left out. So like Kazan here for a long while, but now finally filled.
So I mean, what's your own history with Europa, and what got you into dealing with the 3D modeling here?
I think starting at Paradox was a bit like it was a friend of mine who started here as an animator, or QA back then, and he introduced me to the games, and I'm like, oh, this is just my forte, these kind of games, and then hell, I want to work here. So I applied, and eventually I got in.
So the rest is history.
Oh yes, and now I get to work with all the historical uniforms and characters.
Awesome. And we have loads of books lying around as well in the office for these kinds of things. We even got the bookshelves. It's kind of like walling in the artist sometimes with the bookshelves around there.
It's a bit funny when we use a reference and try to base something from a book, and then someone identifies it. Oh, they found the reference for this character. And,
Not only that, but you very recently posted up a forum thread about feedback or things relating to the 3D models as well.
Yeah, if someone do notice that something's a bit off or anything, we do encourage to tell us, because then we can fix it.
Yeah, I know. If we know, then we can fix. All right, that's fantastic. We're not too far away from actually pushing the big red button, as far as I'm aware. I think we don't tend to give exact times around here because there's always like a bit of a delay when hitting that button. But I think it's not too long now. Maybe 10 minutes or so, which is what I hesitate to put a number on it. But have you personally been playing around much with the third Rome during development? Or has that been just to the multiplayer when you've been involved?
Mostly in the multiplayer in this case.
Yeah. So in that case, it's not so much of the third Rome stuff here, but I've been playing quite a bit with Novgorod, who we gave the Vichy Republic to. So not only do they get the if we just jump over to them here, not only do they get their new Russian stuff here, but they still have access to the older Merchant Republic mechanics. So I'm telling you that raising some Streltsky in the nick of time has really saved me from the Muscovites. The Muscovites pack quite a lot. Okay, I'm getting confirmation, and I'm not sure if I should tell you or if it's just to me, but I'm telling you anyway that it should be in 10 minutes. So like they're very slowly lowering their finger over the big red button, which gives us just the amount of time to be teasing through the patch notes quite a bit more. We got the free features, so the Tsardoms, the Principalities, the Vichy Republics, those as a government type are actually part of the free features. It's the interactions that they get on the government screen that is part of the third Rome, which again is our immersion pack, and it's $10 or your local equivalent in about 10 or so minutes. There's been, as always, quite a lot of game balance changes going up, some getting picked up on more than others. For example, breaking a march status used to be 200 lack of opinion. It's just going down to -50, so there's going to be a lot less waiting and hating when it comes to actually wanting to integrate your subjects. Oh man, we got big. I was scroll in on Muscovy to make it look bigger in comparison there. What else do we have here? We got the blockades. You can actually increase the devastation of people that you're blockading. So if they're being a bit too hesitant on getting out of that war when you have the naval superiority, they might start thinking twice now. Absolutism, we capped that. To mixed response, but absolutism, which you could get crazy values out of, we've capped that up to 100%. One thing, not sure if we've actually showed this, but I'm going to jump over here anyway. Think of a Buddhist nation, any Buddhist nation.
Any Buddhist nation, Ayutthaya?
Ayutthaya, there we go. That's great, because it's someone whose tag I knew to punch in straight away. So one of the things that's always bothered us, let's be honest, it was the karma system where you're penalized one way or penalized the other way. It was a bit punitive right there. So we've actually rebalanced karma so that you're always going to get the goodies here. It just depends on how far you take it. So if you do balance your karma, you get the better bonus. You get a good amount of discipline and a hefty amount of diplomatic reputation. And if you go for the high karma, then you'll get your diplomatic reputation, and if you go for the low karma, you'll get the discipline. And as always, if you balance it out, you get the better of them. I know that's something that has been criticized, and we hear you, and so we've changed karma to be that way. So, and that's just part of 1.22 update, the Russia update. Who would have thought we would name it the Russia update when doing all the Russian stuff? So that makes now Denmark, Hungary, Russia, and Ming. Let's see, naming convention. It's working out well for us. Quite a few ideas and policy changes, and I know some people picked up that we gave ideas to Estonia. I wonder if I can jump over to them right now. So this is kind of great for me because I just get to have fun being on the game whilst we just the minutes trickle down, and I know there are people there going like they're refreshing Steam and be like, come on, where is it? Or like they're waiting for the code, and we're just like, yeah, man, it's great, isn't it? Or maybe I'm just a monster. Who's to say? Who's to say? Not only that, but the Hearts of Iron crowd, they're probably trying to break down the door right now because they have their own Death or Dishonor right after us. But you know.
It was bundled this time.
Yeah, but we come first, you know. Yeah. Earlier in the timeline, it makes all kinds of sense. I'm sure that was part of the thought there. Yes, Estonia, they actually get their own ideas now. So if ship durability or technology cost is what you've always been after, then maybe Estonia is the one for you.
Does seem like they really want to rule their area of the Baltic.
Yeah, well, I
when
mean,
it comes to the trade and sea.
it's Estonia's destiny to rule the entire Baltic, I'm sure. They've also been given Dorpat, which has been decided to be Estonian culture. I was speaking to Trin about that, and yes, Dorpat is now Estonian. Who else have got their ideas? Oh, I'm not even sure if we've talked about aristocracy. Let's be honest, aristocracy has always been that idea group that people have been about.
Yeah, like you take it if you have vassals and you want a bit of... I'm not entirely sure myself.
But I mean, the main thing is your enemy takes aristocratic and you're just like, oh no, more to pay to cover this. So how about we look at the aristocratic ideas, because they've been changed up quite a bit. So we still got our cavalry cost and they're going to fight better because, hey, they're noble knights, right? Military tech cost -10. But you also get extra absolutism and autonomy reduction from your local nobility. You get the added manpower, which I think is one of the more understated bonuses you get out of aristocratic. The tradition decay, always lovely. Keep that nice and high. Extra diplomats, extra leaders, and available mercenaries, and you cap it off with extra leader siege. Now that's really hard to come by, and we decided that, you know, aristocracy, it's always been that core cost idea group. We decided to make it considerably greater. So I hope our players will agree about that.
And considering, like, because siege, each point of siege is very valuable.
Oh, very, yeah. I think I remember when the game came out and people were like racing for how do I get 6 siege on my general? It seems impossible. I think there were like people that would culture shift and turn Dutch and do all kinds of things to try to max that one out. What else have we got going on here? Huge changes for the nation designer, and I'm trying to remember if we even brought that up, but I kind of want to do it now. There's only a few minutes left, but I will say that we added tons of nation designer stuff, like 60 or so different bonuses that you can pick from there, because it's been around since the El Dorado days. But we do want to keep up to date with it because we add a lot of new features that require new modifiers, new bonuses. So what we've done is we've added those into the nation designer, so we can, or you can, and we can modify your own nations further. So good times there. What else do we have coming in? Quite a lot of AI changes actually. What up?
There's supposed to be a video trailer going out now.
Right now? Does that mean we can play it right now?
That's the plan, but I want to get the team in here. So
I'm very confused now. All right, in you come, everybody. Some faces you'll recognize from dev play, some less so. All right, good times, good times. Does that mean that they're like lowering the finger to press the button right now, or?
The button has been pressed. We are officially live. People can.
You know what? I'm always the one to pop. How about our new project lead do the honors?
And exactly how does this work?
Grip and twist.
Yeah! Do they have a camera?
Awesome.
No one died.
All right. So yeah, Third Rome is out there. So buy copies, buy several copies, buy ones for your friends, because the time is now. 1.22 and Third Rome is out to be played. Congratulations to really the whole team.
Yeah.
Good work. We're very proud of it, and we hope that you enjoy it as well. So, cheers. I wonder if we actually damaged the microphone. I just see this comment coming in saying, "Mic is explode."
Well, we got all the glitter.
You aimed for the microphone.
Yeah, you know, like deaf in one ear.
Also,
Okay, we're very popular around here for, you know, all the confetti and stuff that we leave around, but for once I think we missed the table, so at least I'm not going to be clearing it away, at least until the Hearts of Iron people come on in and they just ruin everything with their own mess as well. So yes, it's out. Do enjoy it. There'll be people getting their codes now. Oh man, this stuff. Their codes if they had ordered off our page or going onto Steam to grab the third Rome now. So Russian region and its surroundings, the Orthodox faith, all enriched in this new immersion pack, and of course our 3D models.
yes.
So
Now we can have all the Russian nations march to victory in their proper uniforms.
yes, because wasn't am I misremembering? But was actually Nizhny Novgorod?
Nizhny Novgorod has their entire own series.
See, that's
Tier 1 to 4.
incredible. That's just incredible. So I mean, we do care about these nations, even if they don't always make it. Oh man, 10 minutes or 10 seconds. Ah, okay, awesome. So apparently they're preparing an invasion, not a naval invasion, but the Hoi team is going to come in and kick us out. So, but until then, well, you know, we've done our part. The game is out. Why don't you tell me a bit about your favorite nation in the game, though?
My favorite nation in the game, that would probably be. I'm gonna be honest to say I've played a lot of Sweden.
Ooh.
If they're the best, I'm not sure, but
It's not your fault if they're the best now. Okay. Yeah, so but I gotta say, Muscovy is actually my guilty pleasure country, and I've said this before. I said this before the third Rome days as well. So it's not like I'm being one of those markety guys. My guilty pleasure in Muscovy is always like crushing the Great Horde, subjugating the rest of Russia. But nothing makes it feel sweeter than actually destroying Sweden as well. And I don't know what it is about destroying Sweden. It just feels great.
it's quite simple. You need to make sure that there's no border war, and thus you must have Finland.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's quite true. I mean, it's really just part of Greater Russia. Yeah. So no, it's you'd say that most of your games that you play are down to being Sweden then.
Well, I think most of the ones where I've gotten the furthest, though I do play a bit of multiplayer as well with a group, and I did play a very mean game as Bohemia, where I did manage to consolidate entirely the entire of Germany.
Whoa, it's, you know, being able to do that in a multiplayer setting is pretty hardcore.
That's very hard. That is. It started essentially. The first session started with me, angry, and Bavaria declaring war on Austria, and Austria was allied with France and Ottomans, and we won for some reason.
Yeah, because when we had you join in the multiplayer, we were kind of excited because, oh man, multiplayer experience is different from single player experience in this game by quite a margin. So well, I don't know what the future is for you in the dev clash, though. I mean, do you think you will migrate, fight back, or peace out?
Looking at this map, my land area right now consists of Fezzan and Jerid and a piece of Togurt.
Okay, so
that's not a lot. So I think if I'm lucky, someone attacks me and forces me to be a vassal.
Okay.
That might be my luckiest. Then I at least have protection in some case.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess it'll be up to you how to play it out. But I will. I can speak to you afterwards to see what will be done. Because I mean, the option is always to migrate, like poor Rickard, who has now made his way all the way across to Ceylon. In it.
Well, is the Heavenly Emperor Ravensburg free?
if you want to fight Daniel till the end of days, then absolutely.
Might be an option.
Okay. And there's I'm kind of looking through the patch notes here as well, because there have been quite a lot of things added, but I'm not sure what to touch on at the moment. I think since we have a little bit of time before the Heart of Iron storms in and then probably shoots us dead and drags us out, some of the new ideas that were added. Now, we touched on Estonia there, but we also put in Belozero. Now, I always get criticized for how I say this. How do we say Belozero?
I am not entirely sure.
Can
Is it Belosero?
I'll just call them the White Lakes. So the White Lake Principality here. They've been granted their own ideas, and they're kind of envious because they start off with infantry combat-ability. So getting the... Oh, no. Oh, no!
Take over now, 'cause it's our turn.
Okay. Then...
It's Hearts of Iron turn now.
So some real 3D models have come in, and they've got like Tech 40 guns. So we're gonna peace out. Cheers, guys. Get third room before these guys convince you something else. All right. Cheers.
Fourth row.
Ooh.
At least.
That's like a promise you've now made on camera. So
It was fine.
Right.
Dan can do that on his spare time.
Alright, let's start up. Should we ruin Jake's game here?
Oh, yes. He was playing as No, I don't think he was playing as Belarus. Oh, it's nice and warm now off Jake.
Pick up all the bullets. Like,
Yeah. Oh god, they're probably everywhere. So, hey guys! So, this is the new rework of the map we did. It's a bit special. As you can see, we added a lot more new countries, and
it's a little more. We kind of went flexible with the historical accuracy thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Germany's gonna have a lot more countries to plow through, is what you're saying, right?
yeah. All right. Anyways.